Hey there, you ready to dive in?
Always ready for a deep dive.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Today, we're tackling something super relevant, I think, especially for women over 50. It's all about naturally managing high blood pressure. As we navigate menopause and all that comes with it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like those medications have their own set of side effects that are almost a whole other issue to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to explore how to take charge of our health naturally.
Yeah.
We've got a fantastic guide here called A Guide to Healthy Living for Women 50 Plus O.
I love this guide.
It's our roadmap.
Definitely.
And let me tell you, just skimming through it, there's some seriously intriguing takeaways.
Oh, yeah.
For one, we're going to discover this surprising link between ibuprofen and blood pressure.
I know, right?
It's one of those things you don't really think about. We'll talk about why you might want to chat with your doctor about alternatives.
Good idea.
Then, get this. We're going to uncover specific foods and herbs that can act like natural blood pressure regulators. I'm talking tiny superheroes for your heart. Plus, we'll learn simple exercises tailored for women over 50. No need for a gym membership, just small steps towards feeling great.
That's what we like to hear.
Okay, before we jump into all that good stuff,
Yeah.
can we just talk about why high blood pressure is such a big deal? I know it's called the silent killer, but to be honest, that always sounded a bit dramatic to me.
Yeah, I get that. It doesn't exactly scream emergency, does it? But here's the thing. High blood pressure often doesn't have any noticeable symptoms. Not until it's already causing some serious damage. Think of it like this. It's like wear and tear on your arteries, silently stressing your heart and increasing your risk of, well, some not so fun things down the road.
Oh, okay. So it's more about long-term prevention than like immediate danger.
Exactly. We're talking about significantly lowering your risk of heart disease, stroke, even kidney problems.
Those are some pretty big things to avoid.
Yeah, things we definitely want to avoid, right?
Absolutely. I'm definitely motivated to pay attention now.
Yeah.
So where do we even start? I noticed the guide mentions diet as a major player.
Oh, for sure. And it's not just about what you eat, It's how those foods work with your body, especially during menopause.
Interesting.
The guide actually takes the DAS diet, the one that's supposed to be good for blood pressure.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, they take that and they tailor it specifically for women over 50.
Wait, tailored how? That sounds way more useful than just some generic diet plan.
Right. It really zeroes in on these specific nutrients that become even more important as we age. Things like potassium and magnesium.
Okay. I'm all about practical tips. What kind of foods are we actually talking about here?
Think delicious, not deprivation. The guide highlights potassium-rich foods like bananas, sweet potatoes, even spinach.
Oh, spinach. Nice.
And they actually help your body flush out excess sodium.
Wait, so it's not just about avoiding salt. It's about helping my body get rid of it.
Precisely.
It's kind of amazing.
And then there's magnesium. This guide calls it a blood vessel soother.
Okay, I like that.
It helps those blood vessels relax, which naturally helps lower your blood pressure.
I see. So leafy greens are our best friend here.
They are your best friend.
All right, got it.
Yeah.
I'm already feeling healthier just thinking about all these veggies. But I got to ask, what about like those comfort foods that we all crave? Does the guide tell us to just avoid them completely?
It's not about cutting out everything you enjoy. It's more about smart swaps, being mindful of portion sizes. Because, our metabolisms do change with age.
That's true.
Right.
So it's about making healthier choices within like my existing habits rather than this crazy overhaul of everything.
Exactly. You got it. And the guide even provides meal plans.
Really?
Yeah, specifically designed for women over 50.
Wow.
Taking into account those hormonal fluctuations and how they impact like our energy levels and cravings.
Okay, that's super helpful. It feels way less overwhelming than I thought. But what about exercise? I'll be honest, the thought of hitting the gym every day isn't exactly appealing.
You and me both. But here's the good news. The guide really emphasizes movement that fits into your life, not, some impossible ideal.
Okay, good.
Walking, swimming, even dancing around your kitchen, it all counts.
I love that. It's about finding activities that I genuinely enjoy, not forcing myself to do something I dread. Does the guide suggest anything specific for women going through menopause?
It really highlights yoga and Tai Chi as being particularly beneficial.
Interesting.
Not only are they gentle on your joints, but they can actually help manage those pesky hot flashes.
Seriously?
Yeah, by regulating your hormones and promoting relaxation.
Wait, those hot flashes are doing more than just keeping me up at night.
You'd be surprised. And the guide actually dives into the science behind it all. It turns out yoga and Tai Chi can have this really positive impact on our endocrine system, which is, responsible for producing those hormones.
So it's not just about feeling good in the moment, it's actually making positive changes in my body long term. I'm starting to see how all of this is connected.
That's the beauty of this guide. It takes this really holistic approach, addressing not just the physical symptoms of high blood pressure, but also those lifestyle factors that can contribute to it.
Speaking of lifestyle factors, we can't forget about stress. I know for me, stress definitely impacts my blood pressure. What does the guide recommend for managing stress naturally?
It actually has this whole section dedicated to stress-reducing techniques.
Good.
Things like deep breathing exercises, meditation, spending time in nature, all those things we know are good for us, but sometimes we forget to do.
I am so guilty of that. I'll add breathe more to my to-do list. But what about those moments when stress hits you out of nowhere? Does the guide offer any quick tips for dealing with those sudden surges of stress?
It suggests something called the 4-7-8 breathing technique.
What's that?
So you breathe in for a count of 4, hold for 7, and then exhale for 8.
That sounds simple enough. I can definitely try that. I'm already feeling more empowered to take control of my blood pressure.
Yeah.
But you mentioned something earlier that really caught my attention, the connection between menopause and blood pressure. Can we dig into that a little more?
Oh, it's fascinating. It's like this intricate dance of hormones, and when one partner is a little offbeat, it kind of throws the whole rhythm off.
Oh, that's a great analogy. It helps me visualize what's happening inside my body.
Yeah.
But what can we do about it? Are we just at the mercy of these hormonal fluctuations?
Yeah, at all. That's what's so great about this guide. It really empowers us to take action.
Okay, good.
It emphasizes that while we can't control the natural aging process, we can definitely make choices that support our bodies through this transition.
Okay, I'm listening. What kind of specific advice does it give for navigating these hormonal changes?
Well, it goes back to those lifestyle factors we were talking about earlier. A healthy diet, regular exercise, stress management, they all play a really crucial role in balancing our hormones.
So it's not just about lowering blood pressure directly. It's about creating an environment where our hormones can function optimally.
Precisely. And the guide even suggests some natural ways to support hormone balance. For example, it talks about the benefits of phytoestrogens, which are plant compounds that can actually mimic the effects of estrogen in the body.
I've heard of those. Aren't they found in soy products?
Yes, soy is a great source, but there are other sources as well, like flax seeds, lentils, chickpeas.
So incorporating those foods into my diet can actually help balance my hormones.
It's pretty incredible how powerful food can be. And speaking of powerful foods, the guide has a whole section on herbs and supplements that can act like natural allies for blood pressure control.
Okay, I'm ready for this. I love discovering natural remedies. Where do we start?
Well, one that always piques my interest is hibiscus tea. It's not just a pretty drink.
Right.
Studies have actually shown that it can help lower blood pressure, especially in premenopausal and menopausal women.
Hold on, really? I mean, I love hibiscus tea, but I honestly just thought it was a tasty way to get my fluids.
It's more than just a delicious beverage. It contains these powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins.
Okay.
And studies have linked those to improved blood vessel function and reduced blood pressure.
So, I should be swapping my afternoon coffee for hibiscus tea.
It's worth considering. And it's not just hibiscus. The guide also highlights garlic as a potential blood pressure superhero.
Garlic. I mean, I use it in my cooking all the time. But how does it help with blood pressure?
Garlic contains a compound called allicin, which is released when you crush or chop it.
Uh-huh.
And allicin is thought to help relax blood vessels, which can improve blood flow and lower blood pressure.
So that garlicky aroma isn't just making my food taste good. It's actually doing my body good.
Exactly. And there's some pretty compelling research to back it up. So studies have shown that garlic supplements can be as effective as certain blood pressure medications.
Wow, that's impressive. But I imagine it's important to talk to our doctor before we start, loading up on garlic supplements, right?
Absolutely. Especially if you're already taking medication.
Yeah.
It's crucial to check with your doctor just to make sure there are no potential interactions.
Safety first. So hibiscus tea, garlic, any other natural remedies that caught your eye in the guide?
One that I always find fascinating is turmeric. It seems like turmeric is the it ingredient these days, and for good reason. Its active compound, curcumin, is a potent anti-inflammatory.
I love turmeric lattes. But how does fighting inflammation help with blood pressure?
Well, chronic inflammation can damage blood vessels and contribute to high blood pressure.
Ah, I see.
So by reducing inflammation, curcumin can potentially help protect our cardiovascular system.
That makes sense. It's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
Address the inflammation, and you can positively impact blood pressure.
Precisely. And the guide even suggests specific ways to incorporate turmeric into your diet, from adding it to smoothies to using it in savory dishes.
So many delicious possibilities. This guide is really opening my eyes to the power of natural remedies.
It's exciting, isn't it, to think that we have all these natural allies at our fingertips. Oh, and speaking of allies, we can't forget about magnesium.
Yeah, I've heard that magnesium is good for blood pressure, but I'm not really sure why. Can you shed some light on that?
So magnesium is like this relaxation mineral for your body, including your blood vessels. It helps them relax and widen, which naturally lowers blood pressure.
So it's like a natural muscle relaxant for our arteries.
That's a great way to think about it. And many of us don't get enough magnesium in our diets, especially as we age, so supplementing can be really beneficial.
Okay, I'm sold on magnesium. What are some good food sources?
Leafy green vegetables are top of the list. Think spinach, kale, collard greens. But you can also find magnesium in almonds, avocado, even dark chocolate.
Wait, dark chocolate. You're speaking my language.
It's all about balance, right? Enjoying those treats in moderation while making sure we're getting plenty of those nutrient-rich foods as well.
I'm loving all these practical tips. This guide is so empowering. But I have to ask, what about those of us who are already taking medication for high blood pressure?
hmm
Does the guide address that at all?
It does. It really emphasizes the importance of working closely with your doctor and following their prescribed treatment plan.
Okay.
But it also explores how lifestyle changes and natural remedies can work in conjunction with medication to potentially enhance its effectiveness.
So it's not an either situation. We can use both conventional medicine and natural approaches to support our health.
Exactly. It's about finding what works best for you in collaboration with your healthcare provider.
This guide is really changing my perspective on managing blood pressure. It's not just about popping a pill. It's about creating a holistic approach that nourishes our bodies from the inside out.
I couldn't agree more. And one of the things I love most about it is its emphasis on self-care and stress management.
Okay, stress management. I know it's important, but I'm not always great at it. What does the guide recommend?
It goes beyond just saying manage your stress, you know? It actually provides practical techniques that we can easily incorporate into our daily lives.
Okay, I'm all about practical. Give me the highlights.
Well, it talks about the power of mindfulness, you know, really paying attention to the present moment without judgment.
Mm.
It suggests simple practices like mindful breathing, mindful eating, even mindful walking.
I'll admit sometimes I walk the dog and I don't even remember what I saw. Definitely not being mindful.
We've all been there. But even just taking a few moments each day to focus on our breath, to really savor our food, to notice the sights and sounds around us, it can make a huge difference in our stress levels.
So it's about training our minds to be more present and less caught up in like the worries of the past or the anxieties of the future.
Exactly. And it's not just about mindfulness. The guide also suggests things like yoga, meditation, spending time in nature, even listening to calming music. It's about finding those activities that help you unwind and de-stress.
I love that it's personalized. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about finding what resonates with you.
That's the beauty of self-care. It's about honoring your unique needs and preferences.
This is all so empowering. It feels like I have a whole new toolkit for managing my stress and supporting my overall well-being. But one thing I often struggle with is staying motivated. I start with good intentions, but life gets in the way and I fall off track.
What does the guide say about staying consistent with these healthy habits?
It really emphasizes that consistency is where the magic happens. It's not about being perfect. It's about making those healthy choices most of the time.
Okay, that takes the pressure off a bit. But how do we actually make those choices stick, especially when, life gets crazy? Does the guide have any tips for staying on track?
It encourages us to really think about our why.
Or why?
Why is managing our blood pressure important to us? What are our personal goals? When we connect with those deeper motivations, it kind of becomes easier to stay committed. That's so true. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day. But remembering the bigger picture can definitely be a powerful motivator. Does the guy give any examples of what those whys might be?
It talks about wanting to have the energy to keep up with your grandkids, to travel and explore the world, to simply feel good in your own skin.
Yeah,
Those are pretty compelling reasons to prioritize our health.
they are. And I love how the guide focuses on the positive. It's not about deprivation. It's about feeling empowered and vibrant.
Exactly. It's about living our best lives for as long as possible. And to support that, the guide offers some really practical tips for building those healthy habits into our routine.
Okay, let's hear them. I'm all about actionable advice.
One strategy it suggests is setting realistic goals. Instead of trying to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight, focus on making one small change at a time.
So like swapping my afternoon soda for hibiscus tea, that feels manageable.
Exactly. Or adding a 15-minute walk to your day or trying a new magnesium-rich recipe each week. Small, consistent changes really add up over time.
That makes a lot of sense. It feels less daunting than trying to do everything at once.
Right.
What other tips does the guide offer?
It also emphasizes the importance of finding an accountability buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Someone to, share your goals with and support you along the way. It could be a friend, a family member, or even an online community.
That's a great idea. Sharing our journey with someone else can definitely help us stay motivated and on track.
And don't forget about celebrating your successes.
Ooh, I like that.
The guide encourages us to acknowledge every win, no matter how small. Did you choose a salad over fries?
Yep.
Pat yourself on the back. Did you get your 30 minutes of movement in today?
Yes.
High five.
I love that. It's so easy to focus on what we're not doing, but celebrating those small victories can really boost our motivation and make the journey feel more enjoyable.
Exactly. It's about shifting our mindset from self-criticism to self-compassion.
This guide is full of wisdom. I'm feeling so much more confident about taking control of my blood pressure naturally, but what about those times when we need a little extra support? Does the guide talk about working with healthcare professionals at all?
Absolutely. It emphasizes that this information is not a substitute for professional medical advice.
Good point.
It encourages us to build a strong partnership with our doctor and to keep them informed about any lifestyle changes or natural remedies we're incorporating.
That's reassuring. It's a reminder that we don't have to navigate this journey alone. We can rely on the expertise of healthcare professionals to guide us and support us every step of the way.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance between taking charge of our own health and seeking professional guidance when needed.
This deep dive has been incredible. I feel like I've gained a whole new understanding of how to manage my blood pressure naturally, especially as a woman over 50. What's the one key takeaway you'd like listeners to walk away with?
I would say, remember, you have more power than you realize. By making small, consistent changes to your lifestyle, you can make a significant difference in your health and well-being. And it's never too late to start.
Beautifully said. And to our listener, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you feel empowered and inspired to create a lifestyle that supports your vibrant health for years to come. Remember, small steps lead to big changes, and you are worth the effort. What one small change can you commit to this week?